Alright, good morning once again, students. Today we are going to do possessive nouns. If you remember, students, we had started with possessive noun in one of the virtual classes, but we could not complete it. So I thought it's better to do this before we move on to something else. So, what do we understand by possessive noun? Possessive nouns are those nouns that show ownership or possession, right? They show a relationship between one person, place, animal, or thing and another person, place, animal, or thing. Relationship between two, right? And how do we define this relationship? How do we describe this relationship? We use an apostrophe to show belonging or possession. Now, if we go by the example, then it will be clear. If you can see it in the picture, students, these dresses belong to Sheena. There's a picture of an almirah, of a cupboard, and lots of clothes are there, lots of dresses are there. And we are saying that these dresses belong to Sheena. Now, instead of saying these dresses belong to Sheena, we can also write as these are Sheena's dresses. Spelling would be SHEENA apostrophe S. This is how we write apostrophe S. These are Sheena's dresses. See, over here it means the dresses belong to Sheena, right? Whose dresses are these? These dresses are of Sheena. If you can see it over here, students, if you just have to find out how do we frame, how do we write, these are Sheena's dresses. Then if you reverse it, will be the dresses are of Sheena. Okay, the dresses are of Sheena. Likewise, we usually use apostrophes to show belonging or possession. Now you can read these examples from here. The first one, Atul's shirt is white. The relationship is between Atul and his shirt, right? We find, if you remember, the definition says that the relationship, possessive nouns show relationship between one person, place, animal, or thing and another person, place, animal, or thing. So over here we are trying to show the relationship between a person and a thing. Atul and shirt. And how do we write it? Atul's shirt. So what does it mean over here? It means shirt of Atul. Right? This is the relationship between shirt and Atul, or Atul and shirt. So the shirt that we are talking about is of Atul. And how do we write it? Atul apostrophe S. Right? This is how we write. Take the next one. Rohan's car is parked over here. Whose car? Rohan's car. Or you can say car of Rohan is parked over here. This is how we can write it. And if we are showing the relationship between the car and the person, then we write Rohan apostrophe S. This is how we write it. That means this car belongs to Rohan. This is the relationship, or the car is possessed by Rohan. This is owned by Rohan. So what I mean to say is, whenever we are describing possessive noun, it means that it is actually showing a relationship between a person, place, animal, or thing with another person, place, animal, or thing. Right? In the next sentence, take the other one. Manjari's bag is quite heavy. Whose bag are we talking about? Manjari. So there's a relationship between Manjari and bag. Two of them are related over here. And we are trying to say that this bag which is of Manjari is very heavy. So when we write it, then we write as Manjari apostrophe S bag. That means it is showing a relationship between Manjari and bag. Clear? The next one. I went to Kritika's house yesterday. I went to Kritika's house yesterday. Whose house did I go? I went to Kritika's house. So I went to the house of Kritika. That's how we write it. House of Kritika. I went to the house of Kritika yesterday. It is actually showing a relationship between the house and Kritika. Okay. Now, what are the rules which follow? Of course, English language will not be complete without its rules and without exceptions and all. So here we have the rules. Formation of possessive noun. How do we put an apostrophe? Is it that we put an apostrophe with all the words, whether it is singular or plural or anything, or is there any rule that we follow? Of course, there is a rule. We do follow rules over here also, right? First rule, to show possession for a singular or plural. I hope it is clear, students. 1 second. Yeah. To show possession for a singular or plural noun that does not end with S, we add apostrophe and S to the noun. That means if the noun is not ending with an S, like in this case, Susan. Susan is the name of a girl, right? If we are using the name of a noun, if we are using a noun, that is not name of a noun, if we are using a noun, whether the noun is singular or whether it is plural, if the last letter is not S, rather, if the noun does not end with an S, in that case we write apostrophes and then the relationship with whatever the thing. Over here, it is Susan's pencil box. It means pencil box of Susan. We are talking about the pencil box which belongs to Susan. Now, if you notice, students, Susan is a noun, name of a person, proper noun, but the last letter is N. It does not end with an S. So, in this case, we will use apostrophe and an S. Then we will write Susan's pencil box. Right? If we take the other one, the boys' school. Over here also, the boy, it is a singular noun, the boy. Now we are not going, the boy does not end with an S. The rule says to show possession for a singular or plural noun that does not end with S, we add apostrophe S. See, boy does not end with S. So, when we are writing to show possession, we will write boy apostrophe S school. The relationship between the school and the school is of the boy. So, it will be written as boy apostrophe S school and pronounce that the boys' school. Right? Take the third one. The dog's tail. Yeah. The dog's tail. Whose tail are we talking about? The dog's tail. So the tail is of the dog. Right? Now over here also the noun dog does not end with an S. So when we are writing possessive noun, then we will write D-O-G apostrophe S. Dog's tail. Similarly, we can write cat's whiskers. This one. Cat's whiskers. Cat does not end with an S. So, cat apostrophe S. Cat's whiskers. Similarly, in case of, now these were the example of singular noun. Let's take the example of a plural noun. Right? The children's t-shirts. Now, children is a plural. The word is a plural, but in this case also, if the word does not end with an S, then we add apostrophe S and it becomes children's t-shirts. Similarly, the men's lockers. Yeah, the men's lockers. Now men again is plural, but it does not end with an S. So it will be men apostrophe S lockers. Right? You can see this example as well. Geese beaks. Now geese is a plural of goose. It does not end with an S, so apostrophe S beaks. Same, there is one more example in case of women's perfumes. Now women again is plural but does not end with an S, so women's apostrophe S perfumes. Now in all these examples, I hope it is clear that whether it is a singular noun or it is a plural noun, if the noun does not end with an S, Then we add apostrophe s, okay, to show noun possession. Then we come to the other two conditions. Okay, I hope it is clear. Wait, students, wait. If you just shift it a little bit, then the whole thing gets disturbed. I hope. You can follow it in your book also, student, is page number 16. I will just explain. Yeah, I think if I hold it like this, then it will be better. For a moment, I can hold it like this. Okay. Now the second condition, the first condition said, students, that if it is a noun or a, whether it is a singular or a plural noun, if it does not end with an s, then we add apostrophe s. The second condition says, if it's a singular noun and if it ends with an s, then we just put an apostrophe after the noun. The third condition says, if it is a plural noun and ends with an s, we add just the apostrophe after the noun, right? Now, if we can take the example, then it would be the first one, Charles' bag. Charles is a singular noun. Charles is the name of a person. Spelling is Charles. Now, it already has an s in the end, students. So, we just put an apostrophe. We don't add another s to it. James' shoes. James is again a noun, name of a person, and ends with an s. James. It already ends with an s. So we don't put an apostrophe and an s. We simply put an apostrophe. In case of plural noun, the girls' hostel. Now suppose we are talking about the plural, girls' hostel, right? Not about one girl, but about many girls. If it's just the girls' hostel, girls is plural and the last letter is s. In this case, apostrophe only. No apostrophe and s. Only apostrophe. The baby's cot. The babies are plural. Ends with an s. So only an apostrophe. So what we understood from here? If whether it is a singular or a plural noun, if it does not end with an s, we put apostrophe and s. Second condition, whether it is a singular or a plural noun, if it ends with an s, we only put an apostrophe. That's it. Okay. Let's do this exercise. Place the apostrophe in each group of words in the correct place. One has been done for you. See, I have done this exercise for you, but of course you are expected to do it yourself. My father's car. We need to put an apostrophe as the correct place. My father's car. What do you think it will be? The car of my father. So if it would be FATHERS apostrophe. Is that? No. My father's car means the car of my father. We are talking about just one singular person. My father. So my father apostrophe car. Car of my father. That's how we are going to write it. The donkey's tail. We are talking about the tail of a singular donkey. It is not donkeys. It is donkeys. Okay. Donkey's tail. One donkey. So over here again the spelling would be DONKEY apostrophe and S. We are talking about one donkey's tail. Tail of one donkey. My friend's watch. Again, the watch of my friend. Right? So we are talking about singular friend. So this will be FRIEND. Again, apostrophe and S. See, you see, student, father does not end with an S. Donkey does not end with a S. It ends with a Y. Friend does not end with an S. So all these words you can simply put a apostrophe and add S to it. Take the next one, the men's belt. Now men's belt. Men is a plural word. Okay. And we are talking about belts of those men. Belts of those men. So over here we will put an apostrophe S. Alright. The rhinoceros horn. Horn of rhinoceros. But you see, student, the word rhinoceros ends with an S over here. It does not end with an O. Rhinocero is not the word. The main word is rhinoceros. If a word, whether it is singular or plural, ends with an S, we put an apostrophe after that. We don't put an apostrophe and then add another S to it. Rhinoceros ends with S, so the apostrophe will be after S. Okay. Similarly, there is this example. Mohan's dog, the dog of Mohan, it is given over here, student. You have to fill it up. The dog of Mohan ran fast to fetch the ball. How do you write if you are using the apostrophe? Dog of Mohan means Mohan's dog. The uniform of the soldier looks smart. If you have to write it in apostrophe, soldier's uniform, because soldier, the word, the noun does not end with an S. So has to be the soldier apostrophe S. The next one, the nest of a bird hidden among the branches of that tree. The nest of the bird. So bird's nest, right? Bird's nest. And bird does not end with an S, so it has to be bird apostrophe S. Take the last one, student. The cubs of the lioness looked fondly at her. Now, lioness, okay, I hope you can see it. Yeah. The lioness, this word ends with an S. It ends with an S. So, when we are writing using the apostrophe, then we are not going to write another S. The spelling remains the same, Lioness, and then after that we put an apostrophe, the lioness cub. I hope you're getting it. That means whenever we are showing possession, we use apostrophe S when the noun does not end with an S. If the noun singular or plural ends with an S, then we put only the apostrophe and we don't add S to it. Okay. James' house. The house of James is on the hilltop and looks beautiful. The house of James. So it will be James' house. Now James ends with, if you can see it, student, it ends with an S. So when we write using apostrophe, it's going to be James and then only apostrophe, because James end with S. Likewise, you can do this exercise as well. And let me see, I'm not explaining this exercise. Let me see whether you can do it yourself or not. Alright, I'll be giving you this as part of homework. And of course, I'll be giving you the answers as well. Right, students? Okay, with this we come to the end. Now, there is another thing. In verb, we have to do the forms of the verb. This we will do in the next video. Okay, thank you.